It is finally time for the final part of Project Nova to get this thing wrapped up. Welcome back to my survival world. Today we're going to be working on the last part, which is the underground subway extension. We're going to be expanding our previous underground subway project to connect up to Project Nova. So this last green square here is where we're going to be building another one of these subway stations. So basically how we're going to be doing that is kind of making this theme. But I think we're probably going to do warp wood instead of cherry wood, and then we're going to dig a tunnel that's going to go kind of diagonal from this station. It's going to go diagonal, and then it's going to go straight across. We'll have a little bit in the water as well, and once we get that done, we'll be done with this whole thing. Alright, so I've built one face of the subway station to kind of see what our block palette is looking like. I think I like how this is going. It doesn't look too out of place from the other builds because it doesn't have dark prismarine or prismarine bricks or sea lanterns or anything. But basically, we're going to have to do a lot of work underneath this platform as well because there is all water down here. So we're going to have to build our subway station room somewhere down here and then have the tunnel go out there. But I think that should come after the tunnel just so that we can kind of figure out what we got going on as far as that goes. I think this build specifically will stick out a bit. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because this is like a special building compared to the other ones. We're gonna go boom, boom, and here, there and there. And then for the roof design, let's see. So I know we're gonna do a little bit of a stripe on the top. I really like this little accent from when I was actually doing the subway. I don't know how long it's been since I did the subway. It's definitely been like, what, 2 years now? God dang. In order for this plan to work, to have an underwater part of the subway, this is kind of the area I've marked out. I want the subway to enter into this main platform at about this level, which I think should be fine. It might not make super sense now that the inside is actually lowered by 9 blocks, but I think we're gonna go kind of in the middle here, and basically this Y level is 48, whereas the Y level of the train tracks for the rest of the subway station are 32. So basically as soon as we're gonna get inside this wall, actually if we take a look, as soon as we get inside this wall, we're going to have to go down to 32, and then our subway station will also have the floor at 32, so we might have to do some digging when we build that. When we go inside the mountain, we're going to go down to 32, just to keep it kind of consistent. The only reason I wanted to come up above that is to kind of, you know, have a little underwater segment. I think that could be cool. I mapped out a little bit of a tunnel here, so I'm kind of laying in a base deep slate tile line to kind of center me up here. I made a little tunnel that connects up the previous tunnel we had that goes to Nova, and then this will connect up to the Burj Khalifa train station. As you can see, we come out right here, so we'll build a new redstone redirector in here, and then we can go ahead and go to Project Nova. So now we've got a little bit more of kind of a form here to our tunnel, so I'm kind of just taking out chunk by chunk of this space that we're gonna need to place the blocks on. So let's show a little bit here. We've kind of got like the upper half of the tunnel done. Only this straight bit because I know this diagonal. From the last diagonal I did, this is gonna take a lot more thinking, but this is what we're looking like so far. So it's gonna be very, very nice. So now we started on the diagonal tunnel, so you can kind of see both ends on what we got going on here. We first had to make this 3 wide. Now the problem with this deep slate tile is if you actually look, you won't be able to actually bend the minecart rails correctly, so we're gonna have to work on that. And then we did finish this tunnel, so there is room beneath this so that we can put levers to power the redstone rails, as well as, you know, create a little floating effect going through here. So that's pretty good. And I've been needing to mine a little bit of this top bit, and I've been trying a bunch of things, but nothing's really been working. So the best solution I have is to create 2 borders and kind of just run around and mine as much as I can straight up. Even though what I'm mining is a little too tall for what I need, it seems to be doing the job okay, I think. And with these few blocks being mined out here, this will be the entire tunnel for the expansion of the subway completely done. So here we are. This is what we're looking like. We have our full diagonal tunnel all the way done. This was quite the nightmare, as diagonals in Minecraft are not meant to be. So we're going to have to actually fix up this deep slate, because if you look at the pattern here, if you try to run 3 minecart rails, you can tell that that won't really work. So I think for these diagonals, we'll add an extra deep slate on each going this way, as well as backwards, to allow for 3 minecart rails to completely go here. Before the minecart rails, we should actually start decorating. So my plan is that the previous area is all cherry blossom wood. So I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing design, except with warped wood. This will be our first little test segment to see what we think about this wood combo. And we go stair, stair, sea lantern, trapdoor, trapdoor, and trapdoor. Okay, spruce down here, like so. Alright, what do we think about this wood combo? It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Alright, so there's been a very long time since the last video clip, but we have a little bit of progress here going for the tunnel. So we've just done the straightaway segments with the dark oak that we decided on to kind of get this new type of tunnel style, which I really like. We have this slant bit, and we have perfectly matched things, so I think what we're gonna try and do is see how this is gonna go. Alright, so we got a little bit of just trying the diagonal in. I don't think it's working out too bad. I will say it does look a little strange, but let me show you this other side. So this is basically exactly this segment minus a couple fence posts, but fully diagonal. I could put more sea lanterns. And for this segment, that is kind of a interesting diagonal, we have 3 1x1 diagonals and then a flat 3. So I think for these arches, I think the arch would be better done on the flat bit, just so that it doesn't really have to deal with being in a diagonal. And I think we're gonna put our sea lanterns, we're gonna align the sea lanterns to go here. Good old 1.16 caves, never go wrong with them. Oh my god. Update on how the subway is going. So I did a little testing for what we need to do to extend this current deep slate tile pathway to actually make the rails possible. And with that extension, we're gonna have to these stone bits are what I'm gonna have to add to the rest in order to make these minecart rails work. We are gonna be basically touching the wall on one side. So for the stairs, I had to kind of indent them a little bit, and I think it's looking pretty good so far. These stairs are actually extremely complicated, way more than I thought they'd be, but I've gotten down a little method to get them in place. Now it is time to start working on some of the rails here. So we finished decorating the tunnel here. I'll give a little run around. As you can see, this thing is fully nice and done, and I think that this is actually pretty nice. I still have the tunnel to do underwater that comes out the mountain and into the base of Project Nova. I still have to do that, but as for the part that we've already dug out, this is looking really good. Really good. And then we got this part as well. So we've now got our rails completely in, as you can see here. Looking very nice. We got them powered with levers underneath as well. And to be able to fit in this kind of configuration into this tunnel, I had to trim into the wall a little bit. So as you can see, there used to be stairs here, and I used to trim into it because this rightmost minecart rail would kind of clip the stairs and it would go a lot slower. So we're gonna try this side that would have been clipped, and if we look, we should not hit anything, I believe. And that looks pretty good. I think it's looking good. So now what we need to do is probably continue working on the rails for the straight piece all the way up to the exit out the mountain. Whee! There we go. So as you can see, we just did some rails on the straight parts, and I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know if you saw it, but when you go around that bend, some of the stone directly beneath the deep slate tile pathway is actually visible. So I think what I'm gonna do last is put a layer of dark oak planks below this this area here, but it looks like everything is working pretty good. To connect the subway to where we want to go through Project Nova, I'm gonna kind of create a mold around the outline here just with some stone, and then we're gonna drain the insides with sponges. I think I should go away from what I traditionally did for the tunnel decorating because this bit is underwater, and I think it needs to better match this, as well as have some glass. This is what our kind of casting is looking like, so we're just making a big encapsulation so that we can drain the water out. That's gonna be our main goal. So we need to make sure that this little tunnel also looks rather extravagant as well. So apparently you can undye a shulker box by clicking it on a cauldron. Let's see if that's fact or cap. Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually mad cool. Alright, so we got the water drained out of this finally, and what we got going on is we're going to start decorating the outside because I know some of this tunnel I want to be glass so that you can, you know, kind of see the water and you can kind of see in the tunnel. So kind of like how we did these stripes here, I'm thinking of trying to do this kind of setup. It's pretty much evenly spaced out, but we'll do a band of each of these. And then I don't know if I want like a little support structure to kind of branch off to the ground. I'm still kind of thinking about that, but I don't know. So if we do by 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for the decorating part of this specific underwater segment, I want to have a lot of windows, so we kind of got these basic frameworks laid out. And here's what we're going to do. So looking at the previous kind of module of design here, what we're going to do is we're going to carry through these dark oak planks. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep this warped wood here, and then I think we'll keep one line of stairs, and then this middle 3 blocks will all be window. So you can kind of see, you know, out into the water, and then you can obviously see in. We'll keep this stair, we'll keep these blocks, we'll keep these planks, and then I think this upper bit of warped wood will all be window as well. Now it will look a lot less blue. Basically, when I told my mom that I kind of stream, it was kind of something around like, I don't know, I was kind of telling her about why I'd be staying up so late, and I was like, you know, sometimes when I, you know, play video games, I'll live stream and people come watch and, you know, do, you know, see what I got going on kind of. And I was like, you know, with that, you know, you make little videos too. So I showed her the Windburst TikTok, and she started laughing and stuff, and you know, she was happy that I told her. You know, she said, you know, it's okay, because she was very happy that it was Minecraft, because, you know, she's known that I played it forever, so she knows it's like an okay game or whatever. And she was happy that at least it was Minecraft, but she didn't really care too much otherwise. And then like, and part of the reason I was talking about how I stream so late, because she'll already be in bed, so that, you know, if my parents ever call my name or something, I won't get leaked in half a second. But she was like, well, I didn't know that you were doing that, so if you would have said something, I would have been quiet, and like if I had to talk to you, I'd just knock on the door or something. So that was cool. But she didn't really care too much, which honestly I'd rather have it that way. Alright, and then this should be the last window that we got going on in here. I think the black glass is actually doing really well here. And then we also got some other accents of some soul lanterns. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So here is what our tunnel looks like. I definitely am loving these little windows. And I think with one layer of stairs on each side, it does give it enough blue for it to still feel good and stuff like that. I really like how when you will come up out of this diagonal bit and you're going through here, you can actually see the base parts of the right and the left. So let's actually go outside real quick and see what it's looking like out here. So what I'm planning to do, oh wow, that's actually really cool. So now our tunnel, at least the underwater section, is all pretty much fully complete, with the exception of a couple blocks up there that I'll fix in a second. But here's what we changed. So before it was looking all stone, so I changed it to textured deep slate. which I think helps match the rest of the build. And you know, the glass looks a little bit, I guess, more fitting. So we have windows in the roof as well as in the sides. So let's actually try and take a look at what this looks like out of the water. I was thinking about putting some little archway supports at the bottom, but probably after seeing it like this, I think that won't really be necessary. So yeah, I actually kind of like that. For this segment, where we're going to make our station under Project Nova here, in order to fit the actual subway station, we need to go a little bit further down to y equals 27, which is a little bit lower than the default y level for the subway. So we need to kind of make a tunnel going down here. So this regular stone is the footprint for the tunnel details, which is like these little accents on the side here. That's the footprint for that, but since this is underwater, we need to clear the water and as well build a mold so that we can build the decorations easier. We're gonna need to basically build the diagonal mold in the footprint of these stone bricks centered around this. So basically we need to build the footprint of the stone bricks kind of following the same diagonal. Alright, so now that we got our full encasing on this diagonal done, I'm kind of just laying down some of the wood segments that we got going on here, which I think should be correct if we just look at this. There we are, a couple more blocks, there we go. So now we have basically another one of these 45-degree diagonals going straight downward to meet the floor of where we're going to build our subway. And then obviously right outside of this is, you know, the underwater section. But yeah, we had to dig out a little bit more there, not too bad. And I think I can leave this stone brick mold here because you'll never see it anyways. So basically I'm just kind of doing some stairs, probably put music over this, unless post-editing P9 just does not give a freak. Alright, so there is another stream night, and I think that tonight might be the night that we can actually finish Project Nova. So the next part after we did the underwater tunnel here is to actually carve out the space for the underwater subway station. So this is the footprint we're kind of going for, but this also needs to expand up by 20 blocks. So what we're going to do is start by creating a mold for the outside of the room, then drain the water on the inside before we can actually start building. I'll probably need a little bit more warp wood as well. But I have about, I think, 4 or 3.5 hours or so to get as much done as possible and hopefully finish Project Nova. We'll see. You know, if we need one extra day, you know, that would be unfortunate, but we're going to try and get it done. Just this little bit of water. Oh my goodness. Go back here. Boom. Bam. There we go. Just a little more water. Okay, looking good. And I think there's just this little bit over here. And that should be all the water cleared so that we can go ahead and start mining. On the subway so far, we have gotten all the tunnel little frames in place for the different directions, and then the extra one to go to the surface, which we will be utilizing. And then we're getting some of the wall pieces in using the warped wood and the dark oak. And I think that the blue color is looking really, really nice. Alright, and now we're finishing the top little decoration for the new room. So if we go ahead, chop up this floor real quick, we can see that our subway station for Project Nova is completely done. And now all that's left is to do the hardwiring to put this station to the surface because it's not a conjunction station. And then we also need to we also need to do the redirector for the other thing, which will be finished up in the next stream. But let's get a quick look at what we got going on here. Check out our new Echo Drone design. Look at that. So obviously we got the sea lanterns in as well. So it's definitely a very nice. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start mining out a little area for here, which is going to be the space that is going to take us to the surface station. Now the surface station is right about there, outside of this. So I don't know how we're gonna fit it, and I don't think I'm gonna do a texture deep slate like encasing. I'll probably just do I'll probably just do probably like deep slate bricks for that. Here's the setup that we got going on for the railway system. So kind of like the convention that we used to do. For the actual 3 minecart setup, this is going to be the surface route. Basically what we do is we take these 3 minecarts, the 1 minecart in the middle and then the 2 minecart with chests. We vertically stack them, so this is kind of what this is doing. And when you vertically stack them from 1, 2, and 3 tracks, it makes it easier to spiral up. So we're going to spiral that up just like this, vertically stacked, and then once we get up here, we will undo the vertical stack and put them horizontally next to each other. They'll flow, they'll go on this minecart rail right here, and then they will go ahead and go up into the surface station where they're parked. Now, actually looking at this, I don't think this will work because I think this minecart track attempt won't work. So let's actually move this a little bit back. There we go. That's good. And then since this is like kind of exposed, I might as well just use, you know, some extra glass because I don't really plan on doing, you know, decorated tunnels for the surface station anyways. All right, and now we have our full tunnel actually encapsulated in the glass. Let's go ahead and see what this is looking like. Basically, it's nothing too crazy, but I just put glass walls so that you can see a little bit, just to have something to look at. And obviously this is all still water. So now we need to work on draining this. And then I put glass here as well. Just I thought it would be a cool little touch. I don't know what I should actually do for these bits. I probably will put them as maybe like some deep slate bricks or something. Alright, so this full train track should be looking pretty good here. So let's go ahead, load up our test minecart with chests. As you can see here, we got this all hooked up, looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and have our first test. I'm going to sit in here, press the button. We should see that we get 1 minecart with chest. The other one will slowly make its way behind. It doesn't have to be super in line with speed, but that's okay. And then we got that one. Make sure the one is trailing behind us. Beautiful. Then we'll go into the underwater tunnel here. Looking good. That other one is still following us. I might have to change the timing a little bit, but it's okay if it's a little behind. Alright, now we're making our way down the bend. That one is still back there. Okay, we make the corners good. The corners are really the part that you have to look out for, because sometimes the minecarts will collide. I think the new minecart update will actually fix that. Okay, looking good. Going through the diagonals. The minecart isn't clipping the wall. Actually, it is clipping the wall. Okay, it is clipping the wall. But it did make it a... Oh. Huh. Okay. How's the clipping now with the shaved bits? Okay, I shouldn't be able to pass this minecart. Yeah, it looks good, because last time I was able to overtake this one because it kept hitting the wall. So I think this is much better. And then now I don't crash and bounce back. Beautiful. Looking good. Looking very good. Alright, now it's time to take on the last part, which is the redirector that will go here, which will allow us to choose which route we want to go out. So I think I need to prepare some resources. Alright, so to start on the subway redirector, we're going to go ahead and take out the hard wiring that we used before, because we're going to be building another one of those conjobbled messes of concrete and rails that we did before over by the main subway station. So once we get these all taken out, I just have my little... I don't know if I've showed this on video before, but since I designed this myself and I would have to build many of them, I made myself a little PDF thing of where I designed it that shows me all the different steps that I need to do to build this subway redirector. So basically, you know, since Minecraft Bedrock doesn't have Litematic or anything, I built myself a little Lego booklet, basically, that we're going to be using to build this thing, because it is very intricate and I don't think I could just freehand it every time. Alright, I know I haven't really showed any of the building process. Maybe I'll find a couple clips from the stream replay, because this subway redirector has been a lot more complicated than I remembered. So I think with these few rails here, we're gonna have to put some power to some things. Okay, hold on. Okay. We're gonna have to put some power to some things as well. Okay, let's think about this. So I'm gonna go ahead, rails to this, boom. Rails to here, boom. Now we need to power a couple things. Why is that a regular rail? I have no clue. Okay. So let's go ahead and power some things. Power, power, power. And then let's power these guys. Power, power, power. Collect up some blocks. To make sure that the blue ramp is working, when this is lit, that is lit. Alright, I think we're ready. I did my checks. I haven't tested it yet. But if this all works, Project Nova is done. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to launch from the Burj Khalifa station. We're going to go down into the redstone redirector that we just built. So once we go down in here, we're going to get fed up through the pink line, get onto the green return line, file back into here, and we should all land right here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and test each route that is not linked to something for good checking. So as you can see, blue is selected, so we should go to the blue, but obviously there's nothing there, so we should just bounce back. So we go up, up, blue route is selected, so we'll go over blue, boom, 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 just hit the wall and then come back to the return line, go to the return line, and then go all the way back. There we go, 2 minecart with chests, beautiful. Another blank route would be orange. So we can go to orange. That's a blank route. Let's go over there. Nope. Oh, I can't reach the button. I can't reach the button. And I just pushed the minecart off the track. Alright, so now we're going to the orange route, which should be a blank route. So let's see if it works. Push the button, launches us off, launches us up. As you can see, the orange light is selected by the lamps over there. Boom. Skip that. Skip that. Go to orange. Fall down. Hit the wall. Come back. And then hit the return line. And then we should get back right to the start with 2 minecart with chests. Alright, let's try the orange line again. Let's try the orange line again. Come on, come on. Should not get stuck. It has a little more extra thrust. Should get it back to where it needs to go. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Alright, beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and deselect all the routes and try and go to the surface. So let's see if the surface station works. So we're going to get sent up. As you can see, no routes are selected with all the redstone lamps being turned off. We're going to go through our little twists and turns, and then we're going to go to the default pink path. Then we're going to get sent up to here, which should send us to the surface, which is the Burj Khalifa station that we are underneath. Look at this. Okay. We have our minecart, 2 chests. Alright, so the surface station works. Alright, now we're going to try some of the big ones. So we know that blue, orange, and pink work. So let's go ahead and go magenta. Let's see what magenta does. So this will take us to the other subway redirector. So let's go ahead and go to magenta. As you can see, magenta is selected. We're going to go ahead, fall down here very quickly. We got 1 minecart with chest. We got 2 minecart with chest. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. Good sign. I'm pretty sure that everything on this end already works, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, it is currently 5:30 in the morning. This is our last test. Our last test, we need to go to the yellow line, which will bring us over to Project Nova. We've done all the checks. We've done every other station route. We've tried every other route. This is the final route. If this works, front and back, Project Nova is done. Come on. Come on. Alright, we're on the yellow route. Getting dropped down. We have 1 minecart with chest, 2 minecart with chests. Nothing is hitting the walls. We are making our way to Project Nova slowly but surely. Looking good, looking good. Moving on through the blue tunnel here. Going along this way. And then we'll go up. We'll go into the underwater segment, which does look really nice. I'm a little nervous right now. Okay, go back down. Hang a left. We put carpet in here because this is a slime chunk as well. Go ahead, go to the hardwired surface station. 2 minecart with chests. And there we are. Alright, so 1 more test. If we can make it back successfully, then we're done. If we can make it back successfully, then we're done. Alright, going down here. Go through this area. Up here. Back through. That minecart chest is still following, even though it is a little behind. Come on. This minecart is a little close, so I'm hoping that that one does not collide with me. I think it should be okay. Okay, back through the big diagonal here. Come on, back to the big diagonal. That one's still trailing. Gets sent to the redirector. Up, down, over, land. There we go. Oh my god. Yes, bro. Oh my lord. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, with this subway station being complete, the 8-month or more Project Nova Minecraft build project is finally done. It's been a long time in the making. It's been quite the journey for me, for real. You know, a lot of patience, a lot of determination, a lot of putting in that work every single time I go live. Project Nova is finally complete. And, you know, I can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, it's been a very long project. I think I've learned a lot for this project. I don't know if I should continue to do build projects that are anywhere near this size. But it is finally done. Let's get one more look at our beautiful project here. Let me depower this beacon. We'll have to do some cleanup work, obviously, but let's go have one more look at our finished Project Nova. Look at this monstrosity. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm officially declaring Project Nova complete. Project Nova is officially complete. So, wow. That's amazing. Well, I want to thank you all for watching and following on my journey of Project Nova. I'm very excited to see what we have in store next as far as further things that I'm going to do on the world. Project Nova was a really long journey. We grew so much, so I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all the support and love that you guys have shown me over the process of, you know, my world and as well for Project Nova. But until next time, we're going to be planning and see what we're going to be doing. I want to thank you guys for watching the YouTube video. And yeah, Project Nova is finally done. Can't wait to see what we start next, okay? Adios, YouTube video. Bye-bye.